All right, now we're going to go through the challenging task of optimizing the VRM. What you're going to need is another plugin called Material Combiner. You import that the same way you imported the VRM plugin. You download the file at the link in the description, and you install the zip file here, and it'll end up as Shotaria's Material Combiner. Make sure it's checked and on. By having that, you'll have a new category, Mat Combiner. As you can see, as far as materials goes, we have a lot of materials. There's even more than what's listed there, I believe. We have 26 materials. Each part of the skateboard is a different material, all this stuff. That's a lot of materials. That's a lot of draw calls. So we need to try to combine those down into one material texture, as few as possible, at least. And I know that the balaclava has the normal attached to it, so that's going to be kind of tricky. And there's also some weird issues with parts of the body that are not joined. So I'm going to now try to join as many parts of the body as I can without losing the quality. So Command J, that worked, that's great. Let's see if we get the hands in there. Command J, that worked. Skateboard, Command J, that worked, which is good. So right now, let's do the eyes too. That's connected. Those eyes are separate. Let's try jacket first. Nope, can't do the legs. Leather jacket. What is that? I think I can delete this one. Trucks. Black ripped jeans. I want to get these pants in there, but what'll happen, I'm going to, let's go like this. So I'm going to take this, you have to get creative with some of these, and I'm going to let the pockets and the fold disappear. Actually, the pockets stayed true, which is cool, so it's just the fold that disappeared. So I'm going to fix that later. So that is now one piece. The buckle is still separate. I'm gonna see if I can get that to the jacket. Done. Let's see if we get these two together. Join. Man, I'm just getting tons of distractions today. Okay, those are joined. Pupil left, pupil right. Maybe I could join those two. Joined. Sclera. What's the eye? Gonna be messing with those in a second. Back pockets. It's black ripped jeans. Join. That didn't work. Black ripped jeans to back pockets. That didn't work. Okay, let me get that back. Let's do the front pockets and the back pockets. Join. And I think I'm going to join them even though it erases the material there. I want these all to be on the same dealy. So we get that. Trucks, buttons, where are the buttons? I thought I added that. Join. Pupil, sclera, so that's 3. Armature, body. That I think I can delete. Head, I can delete. Jacket, I can delete. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 parts now 4 unique parts. We got the pants, jacket, pupils, the whites of the eyes, pants, jacket, pupils, whites of the eye. That's all of them. So that's all 4. And I know that the balaclava has its own normal. Let's see how we can pull this off. This may not work, but it's all trial and error pretty much. To the mat combiner, generate material list. We have all the materials listed here. So Clown 2 I don't want included in this because that has the normal with the leather texture. It's not going to look right if I combine that with the others. Everything else might just work. Let's see. So now this plugin will combine everything. I think the pupil maybe is weird too, but some of these I'm going to rebuild basically to match the colors that we have here. So that's all those colors. Save Atlas 2. I'm going to just do desktop for this tutorial, but you can create your own folder with all your Kid Called Beast save files. It's the best way to do it. Make sure they're all organized. Seems like pretty much everything copied as it should have, I believe. Let's make sure that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 materials, but 3 of them are using the same materials because we had 4 different parts of the body, each using 3 materials. So those are considered 4 draw calls, I believe, and we want to get that as low as we can still. 4 is pretty good though. Just going to close that for now. I just want to double check that that we actually did this correctly. Let's take a peek. I'll just select one of the faces here. Material combiner texture, Atlas 00001 PNG. If I come out here and do this, boom, Atlas 0001 PNG, boom. And so now all of those except for the balaclava, all these parts are using the same material. So I could essentially delete all these materials except for a handful of them. Or all these images maybe. I could delete all these images except for, let's try it right now. I'm going to delete this one, this one. Well, I don't want to delete render result, I don't think. Atlas, clone, normal leather, and delete. And deleting those should leave that unaffected. Let's look at the materials. Material Atlas. So yeah, we could delete all those. But Clown 2 I want to keep. So let's go. Delete. Delete. Dot stroke I believe is a default one, so we keep that. I'm not 100% sure, but we don't want to delete that, I don't think. Material delete, material delete, material delete. Material Atlas 1, that's what we just made. We're going to keep that. Navy blue delete. Off-white shoes. Off-white. Off-white. Pupil. I think that's part of the delete. Delete. Let's see. Do this faster. Delete all those. All those materials now are gone. This one I can delete too. And we have 2 materials and a dot stroke, which I'm not 100% sure what the dot stroke is for, but I think if I delete it, something bad might happen. So that looks pretty good right there. I want to take all these bad boys. This now, let's move tab. No, let's see if I can join the eyes. Eyes are joined. This is separate. Let's see what happens when I join those. That one changes. Okay. Tab L. And this is a good example of how we fix this. So now in the UV editor, this is what our new texture looks like, our combined texture. It's takes all those images and forces them into one. A lot of the basic colors are just right down here. Skateboard is here, leather jacket, denim, And so when I go into edit mode and I look at this face, L, I want all those. Select all. I'm going to assign it to the material atlas. And now I can scale this down. And I'm going to put it right on the white. And so this is how you can select colors that you want. So you can manually choose colors to fit, and obviously I'm trying to get it as close to the original version of the beast. Everything else is looking really good here. And now we're gonna start to clean stuff up. And this is where things can get a little crazy. First off, I'm gonna remove a lot of the hidden polygons that we don't see. And the best way to do that is to just start revealing what's hidden. And so let's start with the head. Go into edit mode, press L over those polygons, H to hide that, L over that, teardrop, hide that. We don't see the mouth at all. So I'm going to delete most of that. Let's hide the bones for now too. All this we don't need. Actually, this is pretty good. It's a good way to select it all. Alternatively, we can do the select box. Press X, faces. Got some part of the mouth still there. Sometimes you need to do vertices. X vertices. And I'm sure there's an easier way to do this part, but I always seem to get stuck doing it this way. But I bounce back and forth between vertices and faces and just try to delete it all. Need to make sure it's all gone, so I sometimes sit through this painstakingly, and I'm sure, again, there's probably an easier way to make sure that stuff is gone, but I don't know. I'm going to delete a bunch of these that I know are not visible. Faces, I got a back of the eye there, but that's okay because that's not visible. Now here, let's see, let's go in here. Sometimes we get just one side of this, but today we're getting both sides. So let's highlight just this side. Faces, deleted. That's a lot of polygons right there. And so you get the idea. You have to delete all this crap that we don't see. And that takes a good chunk of time. You have to be careful not to get too close to the eyes, but every polygon you can eliminate, the better. I know a lot of this stuff is behind the balaclava. It's all hidden. Also, you can turn on statistics up here, and it tells you all the triangles that are actually on this, and you can actually watch the number decrease as you delete them. And we need to get that number down to like 20,000, 10,000 triangles if possible. Easier said than done. And you have to be really careful not to delete something you need. That's also kind of tricky. So be aware of what you're deleting. Pretty sure none of this is being used. Alright, so I've deleted a bunch of polygons. Now we can unhide stuff to see how we did, and it looks pretty clean. Looks like I might have cut too much off the top of that eye. So let me go in there and just fix that really quick for you to see how I would do that. So I'm gonna tab this again, deselect, press L on the balaclava, H to hide it. So yeah, these four here, these three of them, I deleted too many of them. So I'm just gonna switch the vertices, select this triangle, 3 points, press F for face. I'm gonna do the same thing here, holding shift to select all three, F for face. I'm gonna make this triangle here, F, and then this triangle here, F. And that fixes that gap. If I unhide and go back to object mode, we have a nice clean edge there. So I got rid of a lot of triangles there, a lot of polygons that were unnecessary. And you want to do that for the entire body, basically, which takes time, you know, and I'm going to do that now in fast forward. So you can see it quickly without having to go through the pain of it all. I'm just gonna hide these. All of this stuff, like the back side of these, can be removed. Remove all that stuff. Anything you don't see, you're gonna want to remove. Okay, so I eliminated a ton of triangles. There's probably still millions more that I could get rid of. At this point, I want to select all, go to edit mode, select all again. I'm gonna go to mesh, clean up, merge by distance. And let's see how messed up this looks. Looks pretty good. That just got rid of just connected a whole bunch of vertices that were floating in the middle of nowhere. I also like to clean up unused data blocks. Clean that up. Deleted 73 data blocks. And now we're going to try and decimate geometry. Let's go to point 2. This is where things can get a little cray. This looks pretty good still. The problem with decimation is that it starts to destruct certain shapes, like here by the eye. See, we lost some of the white of the eye. Oh look, the horns have the leather texture too. I wonder if they're supposed to. I don't think they are. But that is something I'd probably want to correct. But let's fix this eye real quick. So we reduced triangles here. Let's go to faces. Boom. Hide that. I want to see the edges of this. Let's hide that. And that's what we got there. Okay. So now we get the vertices. Can delete these. And all this, like this whole white shape could be replaced with one polygon. And that would be the ideal thing. But for now, yeah. Let's see how much more I could simplify this jazz. L, save, mesh, clean up, decimate geometry. Let's do 0.5. So that is much smaller than the other one, which is great. Let's do the same thing to this side. Mesh, clean up, decimate geometry. Like that could be even simpler if you take the time to just make one solid piece. Like this is 2 triangles right here. Everything else, like I can hide that. And then L this out. X faces gone. Come on now. Okay, so we needed those edges for the white of the eyes. But that's 1 square right now. Well, 2 I think. Yeah, it's 2 squares, 2 triangles, and this is still more, so this could be simplified even more, but you get the idea. And we got this edge here too that needs fixing. And that's as simple as adding a face. Highlight the 4 corners, press F for face. I do have an edge there that I do need to fix. Boom, 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 face. Boom, 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 face. Tab, and that's good looking right there, and we are doing much better. We're now at 90,000 triangles, it's much better than, I think it was 300,000 before, which is a lot. So we could still go much further on this. Select all. Let's try to decimate again. Edit mode. Select all. Mesh. Clean up. Decimate. 0.2 again. Let's see if we can get away with it. And now see, everything is starting to get messy. Teardrops messed up. Knees are messed up, so that was too much. Let's try 0.5. Undoed, and let's go back to 0.5. Boom. That is not too bad. We're at 48,000 triangles now. And we are missing our cuffs. So I gotta get all that to show up. Let's get that to show up. L, 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 L. We're gonna go here. Select all, UV. Okay, that's better. Do the smart unwrap. Just need to get it to fit these textures nice. So you can see that these textures are starting to appear, and I'm just gonna size them close to what they were before. pretty much the max I can go. It's a little bit bigger than the basic one, but that's fine. We have texture. We have texture now. 48,000 triangles, that's still a lot, but we are getting places. Can be reduced a lot more still. But let's take a peek at what this VRM looks like now. File, export, VRM, optimized. Put our new optimized rig, 13 megabytes compared to 32 megabytes. That's an improvement. File size is good. Triangle's heavy. Draw calls 3 is good. Perfect. Most users with a decent desktop laptop will be able to see this avatar. And bam, let's check it out, see how it moves. I think I still need to correct the texture on the horns because I believe those are just supposed to be white. Ooh, the back looks like the legs are clipping strangely. Seems like the legs are off weighted for some reason. But so that's something that needs to be adjusted. Yeah, the legs, I see what happened. The legs are all screwed up because of the decimation. There's basically no joint anymore. And let's see if we can fix that right now. Let's hide the pants. L, 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 L. Let's get some vertices. Subdivide, subdivide. I'm going to create like a joint, which creates all that jazz. Boom. Subdivide. Join with J. Join with J. Now we have kind of like a knee area, which is probably going to be weird, but we will see. Just trying to fix this jazz, man. Let's get faces. L, L. Let's do weight paint. Boom. And I want to get this working good. I want to remove some of this up here. Let's make this a little bigger. Actually, before I do that, actually let's I'm going to test this on one leg. See how that looks. This is not going to work right though, because there is nothing connecting the two. So let's keep the top. Object mode, select all, file, export, VRM. and that fixes the clipping on the back. We can remove still a ton of triangles from throughout this thing. We could probably simplify the shoes even more, like the bottom of the shoes maybe, or like different parts. Like there's like this, parts of this have, you know, this has two sides. We could delete the inner sides of those, which I won't do right now, but those are things that we can do. But one of the other big things we can do is optimize the material image. Right now this is a full high quality material image. How we can go about doing that, we go to texture paint. Here's the image that we want to optimize to make it even smaller. One way you can do it within Blender is to resize 1024. Okay, and so parts of these textures need to be remapped. The feet and the headphones. So let's do that real quick. Back to layout. Oh wait. Yeah, we're good. Back to layout. I'm going to select the feet. Tabby dab. L. Let's bring up the editor, UV editor, which we have right here. And I can see that this has moved off of the white, so that we'll put it back on the white. Nice and white boots. This kind of looks cool, like almost like a chrome reflection, but that's not what it's supposed to look like, kids. So let's go and pick this upper body, tab that out, LL. I'm gonna make the gloves white too. Scale down that a little bit. Seems to be, that would be over here. We got these bad boys, LL, somehow it's mixing up. Let's make that smaller. Fit it into the gray. So we made that file size even smaller, but I can still make it even smaller than that by going in here. Let's get back to the Atlas image. Save as. I would put this in your Kid Called Beast folder. For now, I'm just going to save it here. You'll see it's a PNG. You can go into Photoshop or whatever your editing program is. I have Affinity, which I think works really well. I'm going to open it. Alice 1 PNG. There it is. I'm going to export this as a JPEG. See, we have the 1024 by 1024 dimensions, quality 80. Reduce the file size to 63 kilobytes. And save. And then we go back into Blender. Now we have to change that all. So let's go back to layout. I'm going to select this guy. I want the material atlas, and I want that, which is now going to hide everything, to be my new JPEG. So we got 740 to 70. 740 wasn't that bad. And then the bottom is also JPEG, so that's all automatic, but this is messed up now. The skin moved. This should be a darker shirt. This is like some sort of weird glitch here. I think that's pretty good. And let's export this guy. Export VRM, optimized 2, and export. I'm going to come in here and let's compare, see which one's better. So the original one, 13 megabytes versus 4 megabytes. So that brought it down enough to bring it into on Cyber. This one's 12.5, heavy triangles, 3 draw calls, perfect bounds. The new one, optimized 2, perfect, heavy, good, perfect. So now we just need to lower these triangles more and it'd be pretty awesome. And it looks really good. Alright, so that's pretty good there. There's a lot of tinkering you can do back and forth for hours until you really get it to a point where you're super happy with it. But those are the steps you need to take to bring down the file size and make an optimized VRM for use in multiple metaverses. Hope that helps. Alright, now for the final part of this whole thing, we really want to just bring this to life by adding blinking and mouth movement with the shape keys. So the first thing I need to do, select the truck. In this case, it's called trucks because that's how it was joined. It was joined to the trucks of the skateboard, but this name could be totally different for you. It depends how yours was made. I'm going to select the area, the meshes that have the eyes, and I'm going to press this under shape keys, the plus sign, create basis. I'm going to press it again. I'm going to rename this to blink L. And so then I'm going to go in here, hit tab for edit mode, change this to faces. Press L to select the entire lid. I'm going to stretch it out just by eye a little bit, lower this down. Seems to be tall enough. I'm going to move it forward now. And that is pretty close. There's a little bit of a gap on the white there. Let's bring this over here. And that is pretty good. When I go back to object mode, the eye will be open. Blink L is there. I can change the value to test out the blink. And that is a blink. So again, object mode, let's add blink rate. Going to tab mode, hit L. I'm going to do the same exact thing again. Make it pretty tall. Bring this down so that it's closed. Bring it forward so it hides the pupil. Right around there, I think is good. Tab, test it out. Blink rate works. Looking good. I'm going to add one more, and I'm going to call this one mouth. Now, when you're doing the mouth, you need to create the opening for A, E, I, O, U, the different sounding shapes of the mouth. Because he's got a mask on, I'm going to save time, and I'm just going to do one mouth opening, and I'm going to assign it to all the vowels, basically. So hit tab mode. I'm going to bring the jaw down, so I'm just going to select maybe these right around here. Let's get this pretty close to a straight line as I can. And I'm just going to send this down about there, maybe. Maybe I'll rotate it a little bit. And then maybe I'll take these guys out front here. And I'll just bring this out a touch. And let's do these three. Let's do up just a touch and out just a little bit. And let's go back to object mode, test it out, and there you have moving mouth shape. So now we had to add these shape keys into the VRM commands, basically. So I'm going to press N, scroll down to, where is it? Blend shape proxy right here. VRM blend shape proxy. And all these changes were made on the truck's name, so let's go to add. We're going to name this blink L, and the preset is going to be blink L. We're going to add the shape key bind. Look for the mesh, which we said is trucks 0.006 with the shape key blink L. So that is assigned. And we're going to make another one up here. Bam. Select this. Make sure that says blink R. Preset blink R. Add that. Trucks 06. Add blink R to the binding. We're going to add another one. This is going to be A, because we want the A vowel. Binds, truck 6, mouth. I'm going to just use mouth for A, E, I, O, and U. So now let's go do E. E, E, truck 06, shape key mouth. I, trucks 06, shape key mouth. O, repeat, repeat, repeat. Last one, U, U, mouth. And then one more, boom. This is actually the one we need most. Blink. Trucks 06. Blink left. Boom. Trucks 06. Blink right. So let's resave this jazz now. File, export, VRM. And now we test it out with old Blinky McBlinkerson. And you should see it working right in here. There it is. 6.0, great, heavy, good, perfect. Alright, so triangles still need to come down. That could be done. Takes time. There you go. Blinking. Talking. Talk, talk, talk. Chop, chop, chop. Check out my jaw moving while I blink. And we have a live VRM optimized beast. Hope that helps. Now we dance.